My name is Rowena Harker leader. I'm also known locally as Bunty, and I live in Grassington in the Yorkshire Dales. If you voted to leave the EU, please, I beg you, take 3.5 minutes to watch this video. In the past 3 years, 5 words have annoyed me more than anything, and they have been said every day for the past 3 years. They are, I respect the referendum result. I do not and never have respected the referendum result for obvious reasons. It was based on lies and falsehoods. We thought we knew nothing about the EU until it was brought to our attention a few weeks before we were asked to vote. And then we were asked to vote on this most important issue without any facts whatsoever, just a lot of sound bites. How could anyone at that time make an informed choice? When we consider that the so-called best brains in the land, the scientists, doctors, teachers, businessmen and women, every single person who works in the arts, pretty well every single person under 40 years old, all want to stay in the EU, I personally do not think I know better than them and feel I must be guided by their advice. It is far too important an issue to vote on emotionally, and that is what many of us did in 2016. When we know the facts, as we do now, it seems only natural to consider our first decision again. Waldo Emerson, the American philosopher, said, "I make my decisions based on facts. If the facts change, I change my mind. What do you do?" We must remember that if we leave the EU, it will not really affect anyone over 60 years old, but for our young people, to deny them the right to work and live and love and play in Europe all their lives will be the worst thing we can do to them. Life will be just so much harder and duller for them, and they will not thank us for allowing this dreadful thing to happen. Whichever way the country takes, half the population will be blamed for the next 20 years at least for every single thing that goes wrong. If we stay in the EU and you fall and break your big toe, you can blame the Remainers and the EU. If we leave the EU and you fall and break your big toe, you can blame the leavers and say, if we had been in the EU, this would not have happened. It will come down to that. It will be better if we stay in the EU, and if you do break your big toe in France or Spain, you will still be covered by health insurance, a major worry for we oldies. To finish, the world and continents should live in harmony, and being close friends with our nearest neighbours and doing business with them seems the logical way to go, and we will leave a far smaller carbon footprint on this fragile earth rather than looking to countries many thousands of miles away to come to our aid. Please do vote for your Remain candidate in the forthcoming election if you can. Thank you.